Toxin, we've done.
Kagura Bachi.
Episode 57. A day late and $1 short.
It just means we're Chainsaw Man.
Yes, because I had some car troubles yesterday, so we pushed it. But we're good now.
Yeah.
And yes, as you say, because of that,
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man. Week Saw Man. Weekly release Saw Man.
Yeah, but they came out wrong.
Yeah.
So we got 2 then, right?
Do we?
Yeah,
yes,
because
we do.
Because we wouldn't have talked about the last one.
Yes, last Tuesday. You know when you messaged me today too, to remind me not to forget Chainsaw Man.
Which was right after I finished reading it.
I saw the notification. Right, so this is what happened. I was just going to lunch, so I went to my backpack, grabbed my lunch, was walking towards the microwave, saw the notification that Chainsaw Man was out. I was like, cool. Got to the microwave, put my food in. As soon as I hit all the buttons, while I was hitting the time, is when I heard my notifications that you would message me. Open your message, and it said, don't forget Chainsaw Man.
Twitter spoiled me, like, right away yesterday.
Oh, savage.
Yeah, I opened it up, and it was literally Denji's head in the box being shown off to Atsuyoru.
Savage.
So I was like, time to go read Chainsaw Man, I guess.
Yes, well, before we get to that, last week...
The Katana Man shenanigans.
Dude flips sides faster than a fucking coin.
Yes. And I was like Katana Man now. So expressive, these chapters.
I don't know about I'd go as far as to say that I like him.
I do. The way he bonked Asa's head at that point.
Yeah. That was funny. But he's still the same old dude that...
Killing Chainsaw Man is the reason this heart still beats.
Oh, he said something fucking hilarious. Oh,
was it knowing her poetry?
No, it was the next chapter. We'll get to that. But, I mean, they're going to need him.
Yeah.
So...
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, he just wants to kill Chainsaw Man. So it's like...
He just still hates Denji.
I don't understand why he's, like, helping, though. Because he's like, I don't like Chainsaw Man. But then Asa's like, I'm going to fight Chainsaw Man. So wouldn't he be like, nah, I'm going to fight Chainsaw Man?
I think it was more being confronted with, you know you're protecting Chainsaw... Like, I'm here to get Chainsaw Man. He's like, wait. I'm protecting Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, I forgot about that a little bit. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, fuck that. I ain't doing that. I'm going to help these guys who are trying to kill him.
The antithesis to my being.
So that gives me a little bit of hope then for the end of this week's chapter, which is a far more intriguing chapter.
Yes.
I
just want to know how fucking Famine just knows everything.
What in regards to what this time?
Well, Chainsaw Man should be in here. Like, she knows the exact room Genji's supposed to be.
I was like, that's weird. That is kind of weird.
She knows his identity, the exact rooms, like everything he's doing. She almost always knows.
Well, his identity thing, I kind of get from.
Yeah, if she stood on a tall building, she'd figure out Genji's Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, Asa was the only one who didn't know.
Asa and Loser Squad.
Yeah, Loser Squad.
Haruka, Kobeni's brother, and Eye Patch Man.
I always forget that's Kobeni's brother.
It's confirmed, too, so it's perfect.
Oh, shit.
I was like how the doctor's like, intruders, I demand an apology. It's Kobeni's brother that apologizes.
Of course it is, because Kobeni would apologize. But then at least Kobeni would kill him. Fought immediately after.
Also, I like how they had Chainsaw Man all boxed up into little itty-bitty parts each. Like one hand to a box.
So here's my thing, though, right? So, I get it. Very effective. Kinda. Because during season 1 of the anime, and so there were early chapters when Kishibe was first introduced, and he was fighting Power and Denji, and he's fucking them up, and then it was just like, okay, so you need blood to get back in it, and then gave them some blood, and they got back in it. Without the blood, how long would it have taken them to get back up? Type deal, you know what I mean?
Forever, possibly.
So, like, eventually you can wear down Denji and others like him to the point where he wouldn't get up, which is obviously what this is doing.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
He also can't pull the drawstring at all anymore, either.
Yeah, with no arms.
Yeah.
But, so they had to cut off his leg. They said, like, in that one chapter, like, what, 27 times?
Yeah.
So it's like, that means he was regenning his leg.
Yeah,
so
like
my...
passively.
Other than Bakuno, for any other instance of immortality or regenerational powers, where does the regeneration stem from? So, if you cut the head off, does the body grow a new head, or does the head grow a new body?
I would assume for Denji, the heart. It's like the source of everything for him.
Right. Okay. Because I was saying, if they had to cut off his leg so many times, right? Even if they, at this point then, what's stopping his heart from growing everything else back? But
I'm not doing the same, because isn't it how it went when Makima ripped out Chainsaw Man's heart? Chainsaw Man formed around the heart in her hand.
So what I think is them cutting, so this, you probably had to cut everything off multiple times, so they're wearing off the regeneration. You know what I mean? 27 times it grew back, and then, 28, it didn't grow back. Right.
Get boxing, boys.
Time to keep going. You know what I mean? Plus, he's not getting blood. He's been under sedatives for how long? In the hospital, he was there for, 5 days? And then you should have visited him.
Yeah.
Was it 5 days? I think it was.
Yeah.
So who knows how long it's been since then? I think they gave a time frame when Asa showed up again. I think it's probably been like a week, maybe.
Probably.
But either way, so he's not having a good time.
No, the worst time even. So they're literally reassembling him.
And then in comes fucking Katana Man with the most guy joke in the history of guy jokes, and he was totally serious. He would have done it. He just says, I found his dick, stick it in his ass.
To me, he's just here for the pure hatery.
I was dying. I was like, there's no way Katana Man just said that. And I'm like, and Dandadan can't be on this fucking app. Just for the mention of magical testicles.
I like how disgusted and shocked Haruka is when he sees who Chainsaw Man is.
And he's like, Asa-san, isn't this your boyfriend? I thought Asa doesn't say anything yet. She doesn't.
I
it just turns
Fujimoto though, like that.
Their transition from Yoru to Asa, and then surprise Pikachu face to door kick down.
I can't wait for the singular moment she has enough time to think, holy shit, when he told me he was being honest.
Literally from the get-go. Their first talk, I think, is when he said, yeah, no, I'm Chainsaw.
I'm Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, okay. But the Katana Man thing that you reminded me of, and how he realized, I'm protecting Chainsaw Man, now we ain't doing this, gives me hope that Quan Chi there will be like, oh shit, hey Denji, should probably help you out.
I'm really wondering what Quan Chi even wants, or why she's here. Just like Yoshida, why are you here? Why are you with public safety? They murdered all 4 of your girlfriends.
Yeah. And I know that she had like a strange, complicated relationship with Kishibe, but like they teamed up at the end.
And we still haven't even seen Kishibe. We don't even know if he's still there.
I'm like, at this point, I just need Kishibe to come back.
I feel like he has to be there if Quan Chi's here, because it's like the only other character we know she knows.
It's just like, I'm waiting for like, it's got to be a badass moment, you know what I mean? Cause,
I think this is probably going to be pretty lit.
Oh, it is. But I mean, like, for Kishibe to show up.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's the strongest devil hunter.
Yeah, he's literally the top dog. Him and Quan Chi are the strongest devil hunters in the world. Because Kishibe was already calling Quan Chi the strongest back in part 1. And everyone was calling Kishibe the strongest. Well, he called Quan Chi the strongest.
Oh, so he would say Quan Chi's better than him.
Yes. He would also say Yoshida's better than him, though. Or at least he said that to Yoshida's face.
I don't subscribe to that theory.
There was a time. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, there's like a reveal of the inside cover for the new volume.
Oh.
And it's, of course, Yoshida.
I did see that, yeah. Pretty boss fucking cover page.
It is. And I think like the things I shared, it's saying a lot about his character that he's not exactly in like a happy place. People mentioning that a lot of the inside covers in part 1 are like the city overtaking people, while a lot of the inside covers in part 2 have been nature overtaking people.
True that.
So there's some cooking there. I just love Quan Chi.
Yeah, she's lit.
I
just don't see... Because again, like... Yoro's got one arm. And now Asa's back in control, and she's kind of like stun locked by the fact that she just found out that Denji's Chainsaw Man. So she's going to be useless.
Well, it is like 3-on-2, because she's going to have to not be useless, or they're going to die. If Quan Chi's about to run into this fight.
Yeah, with whoever this other guy is.
Secretly, I think they're just going to repeat the gag of like, oh, I'm not on your side, and Eye Patch Guy's going to have to run away again. I'll come back with someone stronger. That's my guess.
I hope not.
I hope.
But at the same time,
I'm either way. I love Quan Chi enough that I don't want to risk her, but she's also one of the more badass fighters, so I'd like to see a fight break out right now.
I'd like to see someone die.
I don't need someone to die.
No, as in like Eye Patch Guy or something.
Oh, Eye Patch Guy, yeah.
They just like...
He got off easy.
Fisticuffs, and then I'll get you next time seems to be what's been going on lately.
Oh no, the weapon hybrids got fucked up last time, but like both times they showed up. It's just that they come back.
Yeah.
Like Spear and Whip got fucked up.
But then also Spear and Whip fucked up everyone at the Chainsaw Man thing.
Yes, but then they got fucked up again with Chainsaw Man eating fucking Spear Guy's head.
I just feel bad for Denji. Really. Because it's like, all just because he used the chainsaw thing to defend himself. It's like, where's public safety's fear of chainsaw, and where did that come from? Because he was strong enough to take out Makima, which you wanted him to do, now you're going to treat him like a tool to be used at your leisure, and you're going to control him. He got rid of the control devil to now be controlled by someone else. So it's just like, it's sad.
The part we forget is that somewhere along the lines, the system co-signed what Makima was doing.
Yes.
That's what I mean. So they're just picking up that same leash she was holding. Basically. Well, if you're not in control anymore, I mean, we want to be in control of it. Though again, I don't even think public safety likes him. A lot of the people were like the grunts talking about how it'd just be better if like they could get rid of him and have someone else instead.
Someone else do what though? Be Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, kill devils.
Denji's not the easiest person to work with. I'll give him that.
Fair.
Just ask Saki.
Just ask the people that died as he went to save a cat. Which based. Holy based.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Just poor Denji. That's what the description of Chainsaw Man should just be. Poor Denji.
Poor Denji. But I think the three of them, as in Nail Devil, Katana, and Asa, are going to have to hold them back while Loser Squad finishes putting Denji together.
If I don't see Kishibe or Rize...
I don't think they're coming at this point. I was kind of hoping Rize would be like who he came back with. Because he's like, I'm going to come back with someone stronger. But I mean, in my heart, I knew it would just be Quan Chi. So I'm like, you introduced the characters. Like, and now you're going to use them.
I'm waiting for it. I'm hoping for it.
I don't think that... I mean, I don't know shit about the Nail Devil or Fiend. But they ain't got a fucking shot. They ain't got a chance in hell.
No. Unless Famine still has something else in her bag.
That's true, too. It was easy to forget her this chapter.
She was in there for one singular panel.
Yes.
To say, this is where Chainsaw Man should be. Quite literally, yeah. Look, where is she? She ain't anywhere.
She's also in this panel, where she's opening up one of the random boxes. Oh, yeah, there she is. So, yeah, I was wondering if she stole a part, but no.
Just in the background.
Just Chainsaw Man should be in here.
It's literally her only point of dialogue.
Her head's tilting the other way, I think.
It means something.
It means something. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it does actually mean something.
I don't know.
I would love I don't know if or when it'll ever come, but just some more Famine information.
I'm sure it'll come at some point. Just it's the question of when.
She also just was in the Devil Hunter Club already.
Yeah.
Like
she was. And then we still also well actually, you know what?
Well, maybe she did that to get close to Chainsaw Man to begin with.
I need to go back and reread whatever chapter that was. I'd have to find it. But you do remember the chapter when Famine was in the Chainsaw Man church talking to fake Sawman?
Yes.
And then
where she was like acting all like.
But then the dude walked out of the shadows and it didn't show who he was, and he put her hand on his.
Yeah.
I think that might have been Bareem.
I was just thinking that too.
Now that I think about it.
So I feel like there's still like someone that was in the hat that didn't show with like their face that was like parading around as Chainsaw Man for the church. I feel like that wasn't.
Well, there's still at least 2 Chainsaw Mans, or 3 Chainsaw Mans. There's fake Sawman.
Yes, which was Haruka.
Denji, and then whoever it was that helped the Denji out against
which
fallen
that's the
devils.
one that I think like had the hat and like they didn't really show his face yet. That's the one I'm still looking for.
Maybe he'll come in to help him. Contemplation face. Got his thinking cap on.
Part of me wondered if it was Yoshida. I mean, it doesn't look like him, don't get me wrong. It doesn't look like him at all. But I kind of see like a narrative plotline of him maybe like being jealous of Denji's freedom.
Yeah, but... Do you mean the dude in the hat or the Chainsaw
Dude in
Man?
the hat.
Oh, okay. Because I was like saying, I don't think he's the 3rd Chainsaw Man.
No. Well, I mean, that's why I'm like,
I still need more answers on just like...
I'm
Again,
still
it's like,
ghostwriting. I don't
why-
have any Yoshida information.
It's like this whole situation just confused me in general again, like I said. So it's like, why did public safety just turn so heavily against Denji out of like seemingly nowhere?
I think Collateral. Again, he's not exactly helping them.
But he also didn't cause any of the problems. He's just existing, walking around. He went to the mall, sat on a bench, Bream sat next to him, talked a bunch of crazy shit, and then was trying to blow up the mall, but then public safety stopped it.
Well, it's kind of like the civil...
Denji walks away and goes home, and then he gets there and his house is on fire, so he defends his house, and then they cut him up into pieces.
Well,
and
it's
put him
like
in a
the
box.
same kind of argument where having Batman and Superman means you're going to get Brainiacs and Darkseids. If Superman wasn't there, would they come at all?
It's actually,
escalation of power. It's undeniable that they all turned into Chainsaw Man. So if there wasn't a Chainsaw Man,
I know
would they turn into Chainsaw Man?
you just perfectly described what Vision says in Cold Civil War without ever seeing the movie.
Beautiful.
He says that their very existence invites challenge.
Yes, exactly.
Challenge
it is an
begets
arms
disaster.
race.
Disaster begets suffering, or something like that.
Because the bar is so much higher to be able to be a bad guy, they will rise to that bar.
Gojo's existence too.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
so I feel like, again, Denji, even if it's indirectly, is causing some of these problems. And again, they don't really have control over him either.
They do now.
Sure do.
I love how easily the doctors gave up too.
Yeah, like, oh shit, yep, you're good.
Yeah, he's in those boxes right there. But you better apologize for kicking the door open and scaring me.
Hey, don't knock over those boxes either. I don't know, I wouldn't be going down a hero in this. It's like,
I don't get paid enough.
9v1.
I just spent 8 hours cutting a dude in half that kept growing back. I'm done with this shit.
That's the other thing, too. Their shift, it's just like, oh, fuck. Thank God, it's over.
And then some assholes break your door down, causing a commotion, and you're like, I was on my way to clocking out.
This is how Sisyphus must have felt. Chopping up a man just for him to get formed back together.
Who?
Sisyphus. The man who's cursed to push a boulder up a hill every day.
Oh.
And then he wakes up to the boulder at the bottom of the hill again. Just to have to start over.
Or that other guy.
Greek story.
Yeah, another Greek story of the dude I don't know that
Gets his eyes plucked out.
by the birds
I think that's Prometheus. I think that was his punishment for giving man fire.
And then he regrows it, and the same thing happens the next day.
Very Sisyphean.
Yes. Very Greeky.
Very Greeky.
But. Oh, and there's a Chainsaw Man next week, too, isn't there?
Yes, there is. The bi-weekly devil is dead.
He was off-screened.
Which means we probably won't be talking about it next episode. Because it will be a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, you're right. JJK is continuing on the streak.
That great streak, right?
Of another character was introduced, though. A new character that I don't think I've met before. The dude with Miguel.
Yes, I think that he was just part of Ghetto's, like...
entourage.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, actually, wasn't he the one that yelled at the two girls that were...
Probably. I know
like,
I've
right
seen
after
that
Ghetto...
face, but I don't remember.
I feel like that might be the dude that was, like, yelled at the two girls when they were like, we're gonna get a revenge, and he's like, no!
Yeah, yep. When they had their little meeting.
Yeah.
Like Miguel, like, breakdancing around the fucking dismantles and cleaves.
I also... Because I got a spoiler in the version...
One spoiler.
The version of the aspect of people talking about it, the Gojo fans coming out, that, and I kind of actually like it, that it's basically confirmed that Suka needed a binding vow to beat Gojo.
The part I saw was just Gojo being racist.
Oh, I didn't
You're
see that.
incredible. See, most sorcerers are Japanese, so when it comes to you, your incredible muscles and bone structure. I actually landed on the perfect one. That's because 99% of sorcerers are Japanese. On top of your different bone structure and musculature, you have cursed energy reinforcement that makes you a threat. Yo, that's racist.
And then he even apologizes at the bottom.
It was nice.
I was like, oh, okay.
That's the only stupid one I got, though.
Just standing there, like, existing, too.
Oh, and then the John Worry. John Worry.
He strikes again!
I think my favorite comment was, because the quote opens up, I don't know if I can explain it well. And everyone was like, no, you couldn't explain it well, John Worry. You're right. I could beat him in linear movement, but he beats me in point movement.
You're a better marathon runner, but he's better sprinter. That's all you have to say.
Fellow humans. Check out my point movements, humans.
Ridiculous.
It's so stupid.
Fucking...
There's a reason that the meme in the community is John Worry's a terrorist. They go that far with it now.
Once again, too, though, I think I've hated the last page of each chapter for the last, 8 chapters.
Oh, the Black Flash bringing him back? It's the fact that it's always going completely against the flow.
Yeah.
It's like we get this progress and it's like, uh-oh.
Because, it took Gojo 2 Black Flashes to get his reverse curse technique back. As for the King of Curses, he shows him use his second Black Flash. So it's did he get it back or did he not get it back? Most likely, got it back.
Though I do like that this chapter wasn't just here's another one-on-one. Once again,
Yeah,
like
Maki
it's back to a
out
juju
of
jumping.
Fucking nowhere.
And Yuji too. He popped in out of nowhere
Choso too. Choso's
like,
starting it.
So I wouldn't be surprised if everyone starts trickling back one by one a little bit too. Because again, I don't think Yuta's dead.
Choso did like literally nothing. Though.
Literally nothing. It's exactly what I'd expect of him.
Which is sad.
Incredibly sad.
Technically, you should be like, he should be stronger than Yuji,
Yes.
or at least he was in Shibuya by quite a bit. Like just
In
basically
techniques, but I don't know about base strength.
Well, his base strength didn't save him against Choso in the bathroom.
No, but Choso also had like ways to like reinforce his body and shit. I don't think his punching power is anywhere close to like Yuji.
No,
I think he's stronger in like a totality. Like when you put his curse techniques together with his fighting
think everyone
skills.
loses in punching power to Yuji based off the fact that he punched a skyscraper out of existence.
Except for Maki. I'd still give Maki that, probably. Just off of the fact that she literally is, I sacrificed everything for better physical stats. But I mean, it's
I don't know, but I've never seen Maki punch a skyscraper off the face of the planet.
No, I haven't seen her have to either.
Yeah, because she's got a fucking sword.
She don't miss.
Yeah. She's like, why do I need to do that when I can just cut your fucking arm off?
I could cut your soul in half.
That's right. So it's like, yeah, because that thing cuts the soul, right?
Yeah, it's soul-splitting katana.
And she just cut a fucking hand off. So that hand better not grow back.
She also, I'm pretty sure, stabbed him with that same blade, though, and it just, like...
Just like Jacob's ladder.
Everything is a toy to Sukuna.
Pisses me off. Fucking,
that is the main thing that
blade.
pisses me off. Why did you bother reestablishing what Angel's Curse technique does to just have it not work? And we didn't even get the gay exposition of why it didn't work. There was no bullshit argument like, oh, he quadruple layered cursed energy so it couldn't break through all the layers and remove his curse. No, he didn't get any of that. It just hit him, did nothing.
Yeah, it's just pissing me off that the fight is going on so long and it just seems like Sukuna's getting stronger. And there's less the good guys have to throw at him.
I do think, I don't even remember who I listened to, but somebody was saying that there's probably going to be an evolution where they bump up. Like the Gojo saying how everyone's going to like surpass him, or at least the people he had in mind, which was Megumi, Yuji, Yuta, I think it was. In his mind where he's like, oh, there's people that'll carry on my legacy and surpass me. I think we're going to see them bump up to the challenge.
I don't see any of that happening, though. Only in the sense that I don't think anything is coming from Megumi at all. He's just done.
He does seem pretty done. I said the moment his body was taken over that Megumi stock's dead. Megumi gone forever.
But then it's like, it's been reinforced now twice. He took the burden of adapting. His soul took the burden of adapting.
Yeah.
And then he said no.
Yeah, I was about to say, his brain's clearly fine enough to communicate.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't think that the pain of adapting is as much a factor anymore as just having a completely broken will.
And then I need to see if Yuta comes back, then maybe. But we need to see if he comes back in the fight. If he's out of the fight the whole time, I don't think he's dead.
Or if Yuji develops a domain somehow.
Or he might even already have one, just hasn't used it yet.
Because I think he will. Because I've always looked at domains as you completing your character. Like you having a full sense of self enough to paint it onto the world. Because you never see it from a character that's like unsure of themselves. The only character you do see it from is Megumi. And it's incomplete. Yeah. Which I think strengthens my argument. So I think if Yuji has like a strong sense of self, he's just going to do it in the moment.
Well, kind of like Mahito did.
Mm-hmm. It's like self-actualizing.
Yeah, but alright, what we really need is an explanation of what his curse technique just is. What is this bullshit memory transplant shit?
And does he... how much control over blood manipulation? Because he could always imbue it with blood manipulation and then just...
and this body swapping stuff. What is that?
It's something that's going to help get Megumi back. And I think it's going to be the thing where it's like Megumi becomes his inner Sukuna. Because there's still one body. It's not like you're going to punch it out and suddenly Megumi's body is going to swoosh out from Sukuna.
It would be Sukuna swoosh out of Megumi.
Yes, or stealing Megumi away from the body so they can just kill Sukuna.
But could Sukuna survive without the body, though, at this point?
Or without his soul in it. Because I think he would keep the body in Megumi's. They just like pull Megumi's soul out. Or maybe they would just pull out Sukuna's soul. But goddamn, Megumi, you're going to look ugly the rest of your life.
We also, like, this still, like, this is my problem. We're spending more time
Bringing back every fighter.
just to showcase what they can do and using Sukuna as the unbreakable punching bag.
I want story.
I want answers, yeah.
Yeah, I want some story.
We just, like, we have no information about the Heian arc. We have no idea what's happened with Tengen. We have no idea what's going on with Yuji and his past. Why was Yuji specifically made? Why is Yuji special where he was able to house Sukuna? Most likely because he was made as a vessel for Sukuna by Kenjaku. But I would still like to know that on the page and not speculate it.
And like we said, I don't know if it was last time or the time before that, like, it's been shown that Sukuna's, like, zoning out a little bit, thinking in his head. It'd be so easy to just sprinkle in some information as Sukuna's mind drifting off. Oh man,
Just drift off into a
this brings me
but
back to the old days 1,000 years ago.
I swear to God, if another character gets introduced to this fight, I'm going to be...
Is there anyone left?
There is nobody left in the series.
They brought Miguel back, so it really can't be anyone left.
I'm saying. It's like...
I mean, Momo's still around, but she's just been kind of helping Ui Ui. I think. Someone was coming up. Yeah, it was Momo. I remember them in the street now when they were grabbing some loser's body. Someone who lost.
Yeah, what's his face? I don't know.
It was the one right after Gojo. No. Higuruma. It was Higuruma's body.
Yeah, they did...
It was Momo in him. So Momo could still come in and throw out her iconic wind shear attack that Uraume totally didn't bat away. Oh my god, fucking speaking of which, Uraume and Hakuri.
Just chilling. I swear, they're probably sitting down sipping tea right now.
Uraume froze time, I swear.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like...
Because Hakuri could still join this fight.
He could, yes. And I think he would be beneficial in the fight, too.
He probably would if he could get past Uraume.
So dude's got infinite reverse curse technique, basically.
Near infinite.
Near infinite. But that's why he's the perfect stall machine.
That's also why I said he's like not the perfect opponent, because he's got no follow through for I can make Todoroki ice.
I don't know, man.
They couldn't put one ranged fighter against Uraume, for the love of God. If Choso was with Hakuri, Uraume would be dead. And I firmly believe that.
Or just put... Maki was waiting so long. Like, put Maki over there. Maki would blitz the shit out of Uraume.
I think so too.
Because also, Uraume is not sensing Maki. If Sukuna didn't sense Maki, like, okay, so while we're waiting for fucking Sukuna's thing...
And Hakuri's domain has a barrier. So Hakuri could just drop his domain the same way they were like collapsed it on Sukuna and just have Maki get that sneak attack and Uraume's dead.
I don't know. I just don't give a fuck about the two of them anymore. And I don't care. Honestly, dude, it's at the point where I'm ready for JJK to end.
Just kill him.
Just this Sukuna fight.
I wouldn't be ready for it to end if I thought I'd get my answers and information I wanted, but I don't think that's coming. Okay. So I kind of want it to end.
Which sucks, too, because...
I still think there's probably going to at least be, like, one character moment revelation at some point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you could just go this way and have Sukuna die without something. And I don't mean, like, what a twist, I'm suddenly a giant monster. I mean, like, some sort of character moment. some sort of inclination of what the hell Kenjaku meant from like I'll show you love and the loneliness from being the strongest. That's the one thing I expect some sort of follow through with.
It's just funny too because it's the one thing I could give less of a fuck about.
I wouldn't call it a giving a fuck about as much as like a please just tie that in. Please don't waste that like all the other things, I guess.
Spend 3 panels on it and then move away. I'll give you 3 panels.
I just want Sukuna to be like, this is what he meant, and that's like literally just it. Just that's all I want.
A couple of speech bubbles.
Literally just him like the shocked eyes.
But again, I want Urume to die after. I want to see Urume's face when Sukuna is defeated.
I mean that's a big ask, but that'd be nice, I guess.
Not really, just because. Again,
it would be really fucking sad though if Hakuri can't kill Urume by the time like 20 people have finished fighting Sukuna. Like, come on, bro.
His stocks would dip quite a bit there.
I will not let any Hakuri fan live it down if he cannot finish Urume by the time they kill Sukuna.
That's funny.
Is this your boy? I'm just gonna have like a constant clown poster of Hakuri.
Fucking Hakuri. But again, it's probably because it goes back to Gege probably not caring too much about those 2 characters. So he's like, alright, these are the 2 that I would have the least fun drawing or talking about in this fight, so let me just put them off to the side over here somewhere.
I think Gege's just hitting that Togashi Yu Yu Hakusho vibes at this point where it's like, fuck, can it be over? Am I done? What are they saying this week? Ah, shit, I'll write that in too, I guess. Oh, you want this? Well, fuck you, I'm doing the opposite.
I mean, if you're a sane betting person, you would say that it's got, 20 chapters left? But then the way you look at the last 20, you're like, oh, it's got 50 chapters left. Yeah. This is starting to turn into a Goku versus Frieza.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's still the longest fight. At least in anime history. I don't know how long it was.
Yeah, it's definitely never going to get beat when it comes to anime history.
Yeah. But it's like, I look at it too in the sense that I was thinking about this because we were talking about how season 3 of JJK, right? The Culling Games starts. So, because technically, you could say that this isn't part of the Culling Games. It's like a sub-arc, but it's still all intertwined. The Culling Games from when it starts to here, like the Culling Games is still active, so it's technically all the same arc, right? But this is way too long to put in a single season.
Yeah, I'd still put that dividing line right when Yuki fought Kenjaku. I think everything after that is both A, the turn of a different arc, and B, where Gege's really started like...
But the same.
I don't want to say falling off, but just not tying things together well, because that's kind of when the soldiers get introduced and the garbage.
But then from that point
chapter
to where this isn't another season. It's too much to put in another full season.
I think it's too little.
There's so many fights though that can just
after Yuki.
Yeah, because that's when the start of the Gojo shit, right?
Yeah, that's the soldiers into Sukuna taking Megumi's body into Gojo shit.
Yeah. And then all of the Sukuna shit.
Because the Gojo fight's an episode. Like, it took us 10 chapters, but it's only an episode.
Okay, but then it's like each... Because as you
maybe
see, too, it really depends on how stretched out the mappa makes things. Because, like, take Yuji versus Choso. That was, what, 1 chapter?
Maybe 2. But
maybe 2.
Turned that
into an entire episode.
Yeah.
So, like, if they do that to every fight that's happened since the Yuki thing, like, look how many people have been thrown at Sukuna at this point.
They would not be able to turn Yuta versus Sukuna into a full episode.
No.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah.
Well, like, Higuruma and fucking Kenjaku, there's only 12 episodes in the thing. Gojo versus Sukuna is a full fight. Fucking the Yuta coming in, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just like they'd have to squeeze a bunch of stuff together. And then you gotta think, you got a whole other like 30 chapters to go, bud.
That's where I'm like, I wonder, but like the last 4 chapters we read could all be like one episode, literally. Like
but
every
way,
one,
that's an anime problem.
I think
itself,
every
so.
3 fighters they bring in could be one episode's worth of content. Like Miguel's not gonna get a whole episode for this.
Honestly, you know what? Make everything since the Gojo Sukuna fight ended all one episode. Fuck
Actually,
just dump it all together.
I'm hoping this is where he's gonna go from here on out with it. I wouldn't mind this running the gauntlet nearly as much if every single part of it was a jumping. Like if it wasn't just here's the next fighter 1v1/1v2. If it was literally like, oh shit, Choso's down now, Miguel's jumping in while we're still here, like constantly.
Yeah. So when Kusakabe was fighting him, why did nobody help Kusakabe?
Well, Maki did just go down. I won't hold it against her. But where was Choso?
Choso and Yuji came in now, right? But all right, more so Miguel and this other person.
And Choso.
And Choso. Yuji was also kind of down because he was
So
having...
they did bend over backwards to make excuses for why Miguel and Larue didn't go in. But that felt so much like excuses. Like Gege being like, this is why they weren't there the whole time.
And also making the excuse, too, that it's like everyone expected Gojo to lose the fight. Because that's what
thanks,
I got.
Guys.
This is like,
Maybe we needed a better plan then.
We'll go in after Gojo dies, and then after
and his domain's burn, and this person's down. And...
yeah, and then this happens, and it's like, Gege, come on, now you're just writing poorly. It's like these characters.
Now you're wasting my time, and I like Miguel. I thought this chapter was all right for like.
In universe, I'm sure there were a lot of people that were sure Gojo would win that fight.
Yes.
Because in their mind, Gojo was... You know what I mean? Like... Alright, Kusakabe saw Sukuna in that spot when he's like, nobody move, and then the meteor shit.
Yeah.
But then he dashed away. So he saw something, but he's also seen Gojo for a lot of his life. So he could probably be like, nah, I think Gojo still got that. But then, like, other people that have never even met Sukuna, just heard stories, but they've seen shit that Gojo does. And they're like, there's no way Gojo loses this fight. But then there's other people, like, you know, obviously the Kashimo that's like, yeah, nah, I want Gojo to lose so that I can fight.
Because he's the ultimate fight. I've been told all my life he's the ultimate fight.
Just for... that's the funniest thing to me still, that Kashimo got fucking no-diffed. Fucking no-diffed.
This is what I mean. I'm always right. Hakari sucks. Kashimo sucks. Yuta's the only good one.
I don't know. He used that useless-ass move called Jacob's Ladder, so...
I know. I mean, he was sold on it. It's not his fault that he was told it has an effect. That it has an actual ability. I just feel like he wants to end it. He's trying really hard to end it while also not making the right choices to end it.
I feel like the Miguel thing came out of nowhere anyway.
It literally came out of nowhere.
Because it's like... No, like, shade at Miguel, but it's like, who wanted...
Again, I kind of liked having him, but I wasn't asking for him.
Because, like, I feel like the movie Zero did him justice a lot, because everyone's like, dude, that guy... Gojo could have used purple, red, or blue on them, and he decided to throw these hands, and he, like, stalled Gojo for this, and it's like, his character was kind of hyped up, but it's like, if you watch that in the manga, it's like 3 panels.
Well, if you watch the anime, though, some of those people are skipping right over the, like, 15-punch combo Gojo gave him with that ends in 2 right hooks.
Yeah, but it's like, alright, so, like, I was a manga reader, right? You see him fight for 3 panels against Gojo in the whatever the fuck that is. The movie.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Night Parade, 1,000 Demons.
Yes. And then you see him for a single panel later when it's like, oh yeah, by the way, after the events of that, that's where Yuta went. To train with him.
To train with him and to find the only reason he was a formidable opponent back then. The Black Whip. Which they didn't find. Because that was the whole reason Gojo didn't no-diff him in one panel, was Black Whip was negating curse techniques. But then he still no-diffs him, and you didn't find this. You literally even showed them walk up to like the tent with an elder. The elder's like, there's no more.
And he was saying how long it takes to make it.
Yeah, so like...
So is he going to whip this out against Sukuna?
I doubt it.
Cause...
And if he does, it's going to be a normal whip now.
And even if he does, it's just going to eliminate like, oh, Sukuna's like... cursed energy in his right toe no longer works.
Exactly. It's not going to do the same thing if he has it.
I'm just so tired of Sukuna taking everything, and there's no upward projection towards his defeat. Every time he just comes back, it's like, I always backed at it.
I think that's part of the problem, and this is actually part of my problem with the power system too, is nothing feels like a measured thing where I had enough information to be like, that makes sense. I feel like everything is just, and then this, and then this, and then this.
Yeah. Big sad.
Because if Miguel was there from the beginning, I wouldn't have felt like this is some crazy out of nowhere thing. Like if he was in the peanut gallery with everyone else.
Yeah, he was literally nowhere until this chapter. And
again, I even like having him because the breakdancing through Cleaves alone would like made him worth being there.
Dude, that one where his like nose was touching the ground and the cleave was going over his head.
Lit.
Like, that's cool.
And even Laurway's power is cool. Giant hand. I fuck with that. I don't think it's any match for fucking Sukuna, but it's cool.
Yeah, but he caught a cleave.
He did, and it was only like a...
It's like a paper cut to it, because it's like, it suffers like 1/10 of the damage to him.
Which is like, that's cool. I love these things. But it's just how you're bringing them in, KK. And also the fact, again, you're not weaving the character writing I'm looking for in between these moments. It's literally just... I mean, I love action, but it's just action, 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 action. I've had plenty of cake. Can I have some fruits on top?
Yes.
Like, can I have the vitamins now? Can I have the stuff that's good for me?
Because it's like, why go through the paneling of Yuji explaining everything that's wrong with Sukuna, just to then 2 pages later be like, oh, Sukuna's got his reverse curse technique back. So now he can heal all of that damage back.
It's like we're getting all of these like pitches and ideas and no follow through on any of them.
You know what I think it is? My guess? He looked at... Maybe he's taken too much inspiration from Bleach. Because we know that he's heavily inspired by Bleach.
Yeah.
And the last arc of Bleach literally took every single character that you didn't know what their full extent was and gave you what their full extent was. So like, oh yeah, this is all of these people's Bankais. Here's a fight for everybody, and everyone gets to show off what they get to do. But
fan service.
Yeah, but whereas the plot of the 1,000-Year Blood War has some issues, the one thing you can say for it is that Kubo gave him plenty of bad guys to then beat him up on. To showcase.
They did the action part real well.
He did, yes. He gave opportunities for everyone separately. Show off. Yeah. But now with JJK, it's like, fuck, I have all these characters to show off, but I only have 2 bad guys. Sukuna and Uraume.
It still shocks me that they don't throw more people at Uraume. She's got like he or she has got the best like fucking wide range ice powers ever. This makes for great jumping. Jump Uraume.
You know who also was super jumpable? Kenjaku.
Yes, Kenjaku was
the
great.
One
the 360-degree gravity.
Built up this whole time that had the most mystery to him. The only mystery of Sukuna was how did he become a cursed object?
I have a lot of more questions with Sukuna. How did he fall? Because he's the fallen, so that implies that he was with Angel in Angel's clan at some point. I want to know how this man made the transition from being a normal dude to being the worst dude.
Yeah.
I really would like to know the reason.
So, there's that, but we still have the opportunity to get that in a cohesive way that makes sense.
I just don't believe it's coming, but yes, I really hope it is.
Because Sukuna's still around. So it's like, okay, so now 15 chapters or so after Kenjaku's dead, now you're going to give us our flashback? Why couldn't you just take some of these people Like, why couldn't Miguel and this other guy and, I don't know, Yuta and one other person have fought Kenjaku? I hate. I love Yuta, and I love that that's a thing that everyone can now use for Yuta. Oh, he one-shot Kenjaku. Yeah, that's cool. But he just one-shot Kenjaku, and that is bad writing.
Again, I don't know if it's bad writing. It's boring.
It's bad writing.
It's boring.
It's boring as fuck, which means bad writing in my mind. Because, again, Kenjaku's the mastermind of everything. Kenjaku is the one that I had investments in. Sukuna was just...
While I disagree that he's the main villain of the entire manga, he's absolutely the main villain of this fucking arc.
Yeah, he made the Cullen games.
He literally made the Cullen games.
He orchestrated
And this is
Shibuya.
what I mean with answers to. We never get like a really nice definitive answer to his relationship with Tengen. And that was another great story beat that I have lived.
But that's because that's my thing.
And you're right. We could trace this back to Kubo, loving to understate things. Because even in the whole manga, he didn't like to just splurge it out onto the table.
Kubo really likes to have you read between the lines.
And Geki's like that too. We can trace that back to the cell phone girls coming and giving Yuji the fingers way back in Shibuya. They were the least important characters in this entire fucking thing, but they're the ones that pop in to do that important thing, you know? So the signs have always been there that this is how he is, but it's really getting annoying.
Yeah, again, it's just it should have been more Kenjaku payoff.
If Sukuna fuses with Tengen and turns into a giant monster before we get any of these story answers, I'm actually going to be really upset.
If that happens, I'm not seeing JJK turn into a kaiju. I will probably drop it.
I won't drop it. I'm here till the end. Even if that means relentlessly shitting on it those last chapters.
Same. That is like...
I'll actually be really angry though.
That'd be infuriating.
If he does that, I want that to be the exact moment you give me the more story. If you go one chapter farther and he's a giant monster and I'm not getting any of that,
because
you're dead to me.
That was the last thing that Kenjaku did, was gave Sukuna the ability
to like start that process. And I mean, I expect that to eventually come. I just really hope it comes after some sort of payoff on all these things I want. AKA some character writing, please.
Yeah, and stop throwing literally everyone at Sukuna. Just have Sukuna walk out of it fine. I want to see reoccurring damage on this dude.
And again, some introspection.
I want to be able to be like, okay, Sukuna's got not much more. Like, to me, I'm like, okay, Sukuna is just as well off right now as he was at the end of the Gojo fight.
Yeah.
He's suffered no damage since, in my mind, when you look at him. But he has. He should be dead right now with everything he's hit. Jacob's ladder should have fucking taken Cleave away.
Just say it's something.
It did literally nothing. The executioner sword, the fucking bullshit that Gege used to say, oh, it took care of the cursed object. That is fucking bullshit. On the highest order. That's fucking trash.
The object we randomly gave him for this fight, too.
Yeah. The only object to allow him to keep fighting. Because without that
After he already used it, though. After he already got the usefulness from it.
Yeah. Without that item in the first place, he would have... As soon as they jumped him after... I think Kashima would have taken him out. The way he was after that hollow purple, if he didn't use that a full heal item, dude had an elixir in his fucking back pocket the whole time. Which I still think is big downgrades on Gojo's dumbass's part. It's like you walked into the fight with the dude whose epithet is the strongest of all time and you didn't bring any cursed tools with you? Not one?
I don't think Gojo even cares about tools.
I know it fits his personality.
He's above them.
I know. But it's like at the same time, it's like, bro. And no one else is. It's like only Maki. Maki's the only... Unless those things that Yuji's wearing are cursed tools.
They are, because Yuta wore them in the Sendai fight.
Okay.
There's that moment where Rika like hands out all the weapons. He like comes up with like the fist, but we don't know what they do or if they do anything.
Like, the Jujutsu world or government, Jujutsu governing, like the elders and those people, they're like, shit, man. We need to get rid of Sukino. We need to do whatever we can. Let's go diving into our vaults of stuff that we have sealed away.
Wasn't
Arm
that the
these
whole
dudes.
point of Maki killing the whole Zenin clan? Was she's going there for the curse tools they had?
Yeah, and the only thing we know of is the soul cutting katana, soul splitting
Though
katana.
when she got there, they were cleared out, but those weapons were presumably somewhere.
Exactly. And now that Gojo's free after that event, you're telling me he couldn't find them? Because you had to wait a couple months to have your big dick battle.
It just kills me that, again, it could be weaved in so nicely. Like, when he got hit with Jacob's Ladder, that would have been a perfect opportunity to, like, flash to white for what his life was like when he first found out about Angel's Curse technique. Way back in the day.
Or how about
and
this?
And then come back to the domain breaking and that awesome shot of him. You know what I mean? Like,
either that or this as well, because we know that we don't know if he did it exactly for Gojo or not, because he meets Gojo in literally the first episode / first chapter.
Yeah. And he could see through Yuji everything.
Yeah, so he knows
Gojo.
He needs some shit to fight Gojo eventually if he wants to get out. And he saw his best method to do that was taking Megumi's body in the 10
Way
shadows.
Before he even saw Maharaga, too.
Yes.
Way before.
Because he obviously knows something about the technique, right? Because it's a popular technique, at least kind of.
For him to look at it and be like, this has the thing I need.
Yes. So he uses that to fight Gojo and Cleave, his own technique. But he also still has whatever the Fuga is and whatever his true technique is called.
Which is...
And whatever else he has.
Well, Fuga's tied into whatever the fuck that true technique is.
Yes. But, like, whatever that is, he probably has other abilities, right? Maybe?
Yeah, I wouldn't assume it stops at the fire arrow. The fire arrow should be representing that he has a big bag full of random things.
Yeah, so why hasn't he been using that bag and then be like, okay, Executioner got rid of Fuga. Oh, okay, Jacob's Ladder just got rid of this ability. Oh, okay, now Cleave is super weak because Gojo got rid of the domain expansion. It got rid of Malevolent Shrine, which would fuck literally everyone who's still alive.
Yeah, besides Maki. Only because she has to consent to go in. And then if she consents to go in, she's fucked.
Would she though, because he has the open domain?
Oh yeah, sure, she's just fucked.
Yeah.
Still don't know how that would work, but it works however Gege in the moment wants to say it works.
Everyone else is fucked, and then he just closes domain and then kills
one-on-one Maki.
Yeah. So Gojo takes out Malevolent Shrine and 10 Shadows. Okay. Then Kashimo comes in and gets no deft. Then everyone else comes in. It's like, okay, now he's starting to use fire powers. And then Higuruma gets rid of the fire. So it's like you're slowly wearing him down. Right now, he hasn't been worn down. Every 2 seconds.
Or he was, but now he's not because he's about to ramp right back up.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, he just used the World Cut and Cleave on Gojo. Then uses it again on Kashimo. But hasn't used it since because the...
No, he used it on Maki. She dodged it.
Did he use World Cutting or
yes,
just the
he did the chant, the 3-part chant.
Okay. Good on her, though. Nice.
Because remember, 2 of them were covered by the sound effects. So she dodged it with only hearing one part of the chant and then seeing it come at her.
But did she hear it, though? Because she's got all those heightened senses. So she
True.
Heard it.
I would assume not, though. If I'm assuming they're trying to, like, portray how, like, but...
Who knows?
Who knows?
But, okay, so... He can't just throw that out, which makes sense. But then Cleave has been, like, weakened because... I mean, Cleave, just base Cleave is just, like... And Dismantle is just... deadly. So people have been taking that don't have simple domains, you know what I mean? They've been fighting with that shit. Like, Maki took some to the gut and she's still kicking. And so things have... That's basically the only thing. But then it's like, then next chapter, Cleave is back and it's super strong. But then the chapter after that, Cleave is weak. Strong, weak.
I won't mind if the next change is everyone coming up to his level rather than them whittling him back down to theirs.
I think it should have been the whole time. You can clearly see at each point when Sukino was getting weaker and weaker. Not like where we thought so. And then Urumi's like, he's still not even taking this fight seriously.
Again, also kind of like we said with the Miguel thing. it feels nice when you as a reader can draw conclusions from the information you were already given.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can't draw conclusions from the information I was given.
No.
Some of them, yes, here and there. If nerds who study the power system are, I'm sure some of you figure out things ahead of time. But generally speaking, no one was sitting here being like, Miguel's next.
Nobody.
Really...
Literally nobody.
Literally nobody. And Larue. Larue is definitely coming.
So I'm just like...
Next up, the exploding guy's not actually dead, and he's going to join into the fight, too. Pluck out his eyeball, bomb Sukuna. The one who died to Kenjaku. The incredibly forgettable guy. He's the one that fought... He's the one that fought Kenjaku before Takaba did.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Because you got to remember, Kenjaku did... Guy. I really liked Takaba versus Kenjaku because I think that was all, not even just for being hilarious. I think it was actually a great showcase of Kenjaku's personality too. That it ended with him being like, "Look, I actually just had a lot of fun shitting around with you." You know what I mean? I like that aspect to it.
Yeah, you got to look at it too from Kenjaku's point of view, in the sense that
he wants to see new shit.
Dude's 1,000 years old. He's got to do something to stay entertained, right?
And he just wants to see new cool shit, and Takaba was new cool shit to him.
Yeah.
So, like, I really liked that part of the character building in that.
So it only matters if Takaba finds it funny, right?
Yes. All it has to happen is Takaba finds it funny.
I was going to say, because that would be, like, the worst matchup for fucking Sukuna, because there's no chance in hell Sukuna has a fucking sense of humor.
No. In fact, I think it would get him kind of pissed off.
I think it would diminish his character if all of a sudden you're like, oh, Sukuna just really likes comedy. I'd be like,
yeah, Sukuna could play it the same way Kenjaku did.
I'd be like, this is not fitting at all.
He absolutely would just get pissed off that he can't damage Takaba.
Yeah.
He might find it cute, like, the very first time he figures it out and be like, oh, that's pretty novel and cute. But then, like, give it 20 minutes of him not being able to hurt Takaba, he'll get pissed off.
Which is funny, too, because I wonder how Sukuna would handle that in the sense of, like...
What do you do?
What would he do, right? But, you know, we'll never know.
I'm just scared that Giga doesn't really care that much about character writing. And maybe that's harsh for me to say.
Maybe.
Because there's some moments where he's had really good character writing, and he could still turn all of these around with, like... Mm-hmm. I wish I could see what Gege's plan was, what he finds important. Why does he find the things he finds important? Because I don't want to just sit here and be like, you're bad at what you do. Like, I want to see your vision, Gege.
Maybe when it's over, he'll, like, release, like interviews or, like, thought processes on how he went through the things.
I really think it is just going to come down to being Togashi and Kubo. Just being really, really tired of doing this.
And then you get Kubo over here potentially coming back to it.
Right?
Whatever this hell arc
Well, now that he has had time to rest and plan out and shit like that. They should have They should normalize taking long breaks before final arcs like they did for some of the other mangas lately. Yeah. They should have given Gege like 3 months to really plot out the stuff after Yuki. I'm going to go right back there. It's all started with the soldier arc. The soldier plot line.
The one that made no sense.
The angel chapter that was complete garbage. Again, that's a plot line I am interested and invested in. I want to like the angel stuff.
Nope. Denied. But, I mean, then you got other mangakas that just, like, don't stop. Like the fucking, Oshinoko and, Kaguya-sama Love is War author.
Yes.
Kaguya-sama, I think, has, like, 200-something chapters. Oshinoko has, like, 170. And Oshinoko's not even over, and he's already starting a third one.
Oh, my God.
It's just like, jeez, dude. Take a break somewhere, man. And I like Togashi too, though, because he's did Hunter x Hunter right on the coattails of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes, but I also feel like I don't know.
But like maybe he wouldn't have burnt himself out so much if he took like a year or two off between Yu Hakusho and I don't know the gap between the two mangas.
I was gonna say the stupidest thing in all of mankind.
Oh,
or maybe if you took some like a year or two off in the middle of Hunter x Hunter. Oh wait,
he does that all the time.
Yeah. Oof! It really didn't help. Came back and gave me that ass chapter about walking through doors and openings. Came back and did all this shit on the bottom of the boat.
Who knows? Maybe Gege will deliver on everything for us.
I think he just wants it to end, but I hope he delivers on at least like 30% of what I'm asking for. You don't have to hit everything because I don't think you will, with the pace he's going.
Right.
But just give me something. Again, I'd preferably, for me, how he got the way he is, and somehow tying that into what Kenjaku said about love and being the strongest and loneliness. I'm really hoping those are one cohesive plot thing, not like two different things to tie up. Just slap them together and tie it in. The way he's called the Fallen means that he was definitely like Angel's kind at one point, or maybe not like specifically an angel, but like a good guy at some point. And
well, because he was a human, right? And
presumably.
Well, because he was called a sorcerer, and normally sorcerers are the human people. So
people don't just start eating people for no reason.
Is that what he did?
Well, he does eat people also.
I mean, he ate himself.
Yeah, I don't know if that came after becoming a monster, during being a monster, before being a monster, but somewhere along the way he eats people. And you don't just do that.
Well, you also got to think, too, because the bath.
True.
He was bathing in blood, right? And just gore.
To be fair, Kenjaku himself does kind of just choose to be a bad guy. It's not in his own mind, I'm doing this to be a villain. It's him, like, being creative, pushing the boundaries, blah, 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 blah. But he did just choose to be that way despite societal norms.
I just view Kenjaku as, like, a mad scientist type-esque, but just not with he's just, like, experimentation of the dark-natured stuff, and then just doesn't give a fuck about anybody else, and it's like... I'm just here to
chooses to be that way.
That's what I mean, yeah.
So maybe Sukuna did one day just be like, y'all are goody two-shoes. I want to see what it's like to just, A, be strong, and B, soak myself in the blood of corruption.
Either that or Kenjaku. I mean, Sukuna is just like, might makes right. And it's just like, I'm just going to do whatever I can to get powerful. And then the dark path to him, he just chose the dark side, you know?
Yeah. So I guess it doesn't have to be some like bigger reason.
Because it's like that in Star Wars. The dark side is the quick way to power. Whereas the light side of the Force is the slow way to power. So, you know, maybe the impatient choose the quick side. But Sukuna doesn't actually pose impatient.
Yeah, weirdly enough, he seems like the man that's willing to work for what he earns.
And is very patient. Look how long he waited for Megumin to mature. It's like, yes.
This is why I want more Sukuna character writing, because I find so many parts of his character genuinely fascinating. The way that he actually is like interested in these characters when they have abilities in the same way Kenjaku is. Like that. Do you remember? It was... in the Higuruma fight, he was almost acting like a mentor during the fight. Being like, come on now, where's the reverse curse technique? It's not too hard.
He was super interested in the fact. He's like, dude, this guy's had power for what, 2 months?
And he could suddenly do this? Like, there's something in there that I like, and it's just not coming to the surface enough.
It just sucks that Higuruma died.
Yes, if he died.
I thought it was pretty...
It was, but Ui did swoop in and steal him away.
Well, Ui has been taking everyone away.
He has been. To Shoko.
Yeah. But, true.
That's the...
But because people are like, oh, Shoko can bring people back to life.
I don't believe that.
When?
I don't think Shoko could even regenerate a limb, and I think Shoko would be more than happy to admit that she can't.
I was going to say, when did that ever happen? Because she did not bring Yuji back to life. Sukuna did that.
Yes. But she's the school's main doctor, so she has capabilities. We just don't see them. We literally never get to see Shoko do her thing. The one time when Sukuna did do it, Yuji woke up from a coma to Shoko too. We didn't even get to see like the aftercare after Sukuna healed his heart. Like we literally don't get to see her do anything. So whether or not she could patch up the wound, because that's the thing, Higuruma's not cut in half.
True.
We didn't see him plop over like Gojo. Same thing with Yuta.
Did you see that artwork that everyone's all buzzing about with Gojo?
Oh, was it that like weird smile like across the tree thing?
No, the new artwork for...
Was it the eye-opening thing?
Yeah. Well, people are superimposing that over his body, but it's like a full shot.
Yeah.
So it's like...
I've only seen the superimposed versions, but I did assume it came from a real shot.
So people are like... I forget the second option that people are like discussing whether which of the two they think it's from. But people are thinking that's like his reaction to being surprised about the world cut and slash, like right before he got cut, like as it like the travel time from Sukuna to him. They're thinking that was one of the debates, and then someone said something else too. I forget what it was. There were two sides of this. People were saying that or reaction to something else, and I liked both of them, but I forget what the other one was.
I just hope it's not coming back. I don't want him to come back as a fighter. If he comes back, I want him to be like a healed crippled.
It's like, but he was cut diagonally.
Not kind of. I mean, he fell off of his torso. Well, he fell off of his legs. So, I mean, just patch this up, put him in a wheelchair. That's my highest I want Gojo to come back.
He's going to look at the dried up worm in SpongeBob. No. In the wheelchair, you see that?
No.
Nope. He's selling chocolates or delivering pizza or something to somebody. I'll try and Google it, but that's just some good picture Gojo as.
Well, I do hope everyone else does come back. And I don't even think for like an ass pull, because I think that's part of their entire strategy is wheeling them out to try to get them back in.
This thing.
No, I have not seen that. Oh my god. But yes, something like that.
Just type in dried worm SpongeBob. You guys will see what I'm talking about. The one sitting in the wheelchair. It's going to be Gojo. But no, I think you just like, if you're going to kill somebody, have the balls to keep them dead. And I'll give credit.
I agree most of the time.
Well,
that's why I said the absolute most. Like, if he's dead, I'm fine with that. I just don't want him to come back into the fight. My highest threshold is him being in a wheelchair, which would be nice. But just don't bring him back as like a capable fighter into this Sukuna fight again.
Well, my biggest gripe with 2, which is, again, one of the many straws that broke the camel's back, but then continued to go on a little bit longer each time with Fairy Tail, but both Naruto and Fairy Tail do the same thing that really pisses me off, where it's like
they love to not kill people.
Well, no, they kill people and then like retroactive it the next chapter, like Kakashi and the whole village with Pain. I hated that because Kakashi was really the only named character that died, so really you brought everyone back to bring Kakashi back. You could have just had it that he was close to death and he's just like in the hospital and left everyone else dead because they were just normal villagers. But then Fairy Tail did it in the last arc that I read, because I just fucking, it was so bad.
But that's why I do stress, we have not had any real confirmation that Higuruma or Yuta are actually dead.
And it makes no sense in Fairy Tail too. So like, a few of the good the Fairy Tail people like Gray die, and there's this other girl that can rewind time a little bit, and she gives her whole life to do it. And she as she's dying, she looks and sees that she only rewound time by like a few seconds, and then just dies. She doesn't tell anyone, oh yeah, this and this is gonna happen. She just dies, and then from that, all of a sudden, one of the characters just knows what's about to happen, and then things change. And it's like, go fuck yourself. All right, if you're gonna kill a character, kill the character. If you don't want to kill the character, Don't put them in the situation to make the reader think that they're dead, just for that like stupid shock value.
Yeah,
bullshit. It's like
it makes it cheap. It
Yes.
cheapens it.
yes,
That's it. I want to see Yuta back in this fight. He's not dead.
no, he took one cleave to the chest. How many other people have taken cleaves at this point?
I want to see them back for the reason that it makes the Ui Ui strategy actually worthwhile to me as a reader, rather than we're just shipping them off to the hospital. You know what I mean?
We're just taking the bodies to the morgue.
Yeah,
So
I
that
would like to
Sukuna
see
doesn't
that
eat
to
them.
be an actual strategy. Like Ui Ui redrops in Yuta from the sky and Yuta comes back into the fight. Like, that'd be lit.
Yes. Ooh, Sukuna almost got Yui though. He was
Yeah,
so
he
close.
did.
It was this chapter, right?
Yeah, it
He
was.
was so close to getting him.
I'm getting tired of your shit, boy. Is this chapter or the end of last chapter? Because I think that's when Miguel jumped in.
Yes.
Was to save Ui Ui.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It'll be so lit if everything Ui Ui's been working on combines with Shoko behind the scenes to get some of the fighters back in.
You know what I'd be mad about? Because I'm just okay with them. I've accepted the fact that they just don't give a fuck. Old man and other girl. That was
Where are they? I have not accepted it. I'm so happy you brought them up. Ui, could you not give them a ride over?
Or why don't you do even better? Bring them to the Uraume fight and Hakuri fight.
Literally. Just buff Hakuri.
Yeah.
The man needs...
And then what's her name?
That's
does.
what... God, I really want to remember her name. Because I think she's actually the more important part. Because wouldn't it be just so nice to have someone there that's just buffing everybody?
Wasn't she the one that buffed
Yeah.
Gojo, not the old dude? The old
Yeah,
dude
he
was
just like
standing
aided, but it was her technique that was like actually like buffing.
Yeah, so why isn't Ui teleporting her around, throwing buffs?
That's what I
and
mean.
teleporting
Before
her
it's
out?
like, I guess they were really far away. They were like blocks away and stuff. But no, we got teleport fucking-tation.
And it's also been a long time. If everyone else has been able to run into the fight, she should be able to run into the fight.
I should know because there's a really annoyingly loud group of people that ship her and Gojo. I don't remember her name. I kind of feel bad.
Well, Geto's his one and only, so.
It's true. It's so true. Are you Satoru Gojo because you sucked my penis, or did you suck my penis because you're Satoru Gojo? Utahime.
Should've
That's
got
her
that.
name.
Because literally everyone's character name in this is just a different variation of the same fucking name.
I almost said Uraume 50 fucking times trying to come to this conclusion.
It's close.
Isn't it? So Utahime should be here buffing everybody.
Yeah.
Grant, I'll give her one piece of like defense on her side. I don't know how well you can defend yourself while dancing.
Or just in general, because she's also not like ever showcased to be very competent in anything.
Or like a huge like hand-to-hand fight or anything.
She doesn't seem
seem great at point movement.
She's not someone on the front lines. That's for sure. That's for sure. But I think that's enough of our complaints.
Jujutsu jumps in.
Yeah, Jujutsu jumps in. Yeah. Of Jujutsu complaints and Kagura Bachi was lit.
Kagura Bachi was lit.
What the fuck is that sword?
What? Which one?
The one he has. As soon as Mr. Shiba shuts. It is.
May.
It definitely didn't say. Did they say that when I was reading it?
He said something else first.
Yeah, because I didn't even see the May part. But that totally, yeah. I was probably more focused on the fact that he had another sword.
And was looking really fucking cool.
Yeah, that panel was fucking dope. Yeah, it does totally say May, and I didn't even notice the lightning. You think it's going to be a half sword when he pulls it out?
Oh, probably.
Or you think
I
a
don't
full
think they
one?
Fixed it.
He was training with his dad to make them and worked on them.
That's true. I still don't think so, but I still think it'll probably just work just as well.
So now he is going to dual wield him, though, once he gets fucking N10 back. So, anyway, to start at the beginning of the chapter, though, fucking...
I just fucking love Hokuzono, the mangaka.
Oh, yeah.
Introducing the little kid and then slowly showing the guards are dead at the gate and Chihiro walking in. He's just got like this like great command of vibes and perspective and
fucking Mr. Shiba just chilling up top gathering intel.
Yes.
It's like, oh, excuse me, I gotta shut the lights off for Chihiro. Who? Oh no, don't worry about it.
The chandelier coming down behind him. It's just he's such a great command. In the way, like, I say Tatsuki Fujimoto is really good at drawing people and making things feel like a movie. He makes it feel like a nice, soft movie, like a romance or a drama. The characters looking back at each other's eyes. Well, he's great at making John Wick, like, esque scenes. Or Tarantino-esque scenes. Just, like, really cool-ass fucking placement and composition.
Yes, so... I liked the little kid too, and I like how he's like he gets saved by Chihiro. Wait, hold on.
Looks like they had the balls to stab this guy.
Yeah, that was lit. And then he saves the kid, right? And he says, "Well done, Inazuma." And he's like, "It's Mr. Inazuma, Mr. Inazuma. Well done."
It's Chihiro Rokuhiro.
I do. Because it's like Chihiro's like so stone-faced all the time, but he does just have like a kind nature to him.
A soft, gooey center.
Yes. He's like, he's not
stoic.
just...
Stoic.
Yes,
that's what it is.
Yeah, he's not just an edgelord, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not all like, oh, look at me, I'm so sad. No, he's a doer.
Yes.
And that's why I even say the word stoic. Don't change.
You can do it. The gears are turning.
No. But yeah, he gets stuff done, and
in a calm manner. You never see him lose his cool. You know what I mean? He's not freaking out about anything, but he's also not just like cold-hearted
or emotionless.
Yeah, where you would think he would be based on like how he's drawn. Like his facial expressions, how he carries himself.
And even how like the story is, like tropes wise, you expect your Sasuke's, you expect your emo boys, but he's not.
Yeah.
Even when provoked by Sojo, he had like empathy and sadness and saw Sojo's side of the conversation. Mm-hmm. He's not just a gritty revenge boy. There are gears turning in his head.
Yes. It was a good ass fucking chapter, and the fact that he's now that we clarified that it's Cloud Gouger, which makes perfect sense. I think that's dope, and I pray for the future that he's going to be wielding 2 of them.
Big same.
Especially if he's going to need them if he goes up against some other. You know, he just barely beat Sojo when Sojo came out of being fucked up from his previous fight. You know what I mean?
And he's someone that pretty much just learned going into it. Like, he didn't have that blade for, like, a long time.
It was, what, a 2-year time skip? From chapter 1 to chapter 2?
Yes.
So he's been training to fight for 2 years, because he was blacksmith, you know. I don't think his dad was teaching him how to fight.
No.
I think he was teaching him the ways of swordcraft, not swordsmanship.
I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a couple basic ones. Like, come here, Chihiro. You need to know, like, what the things you're making do.
So he probably had some, like,
really basic,
but
through a couple linear...
Yeah. But I don't think he was going to whatever sorcery school, I guess they would call it. He wasn't going to Jujutsu High. That's for sure. But, no. It's,
Oh, I found the quote that I was looking for in my brain that describes what Stoicism is. It's, accept what you can't change and change what you can't accept.
Nice.
Right. Hold on. I heard Asmongold say it the other day. I was like, oh. It was just such a succinct way to describe it that it like stuck out in my head.
It's good to see that. Well, I can't really say this, but I'm still going to finish my thought and then retroactive it. Good to see that the shonen formula that they normally do is finally caught on with one of them. But, you know, Astro Baby seems to be a good contender.
That's feels so wholly different while still having that jump energy of just being funny at the same time.
Yeah, but then, because like I noticed the other day that even though we stopped talking about it, New Age Exorcist is still going on, and it already has 44 chapters out.
Oh my god!
Which means it hasn't ever missed a week, and I was like, "What the?" That was surprising.
Is Marriage Toxin over?
I was just literally on my way to check. I was like, you know, it hasn't been a chapter of that for a while.
Oh my
and
god!
I don't even see it.
They're listed differently. It's starting with chapter 1.
It is. I was enjoying that.
Unless it went monthly.
Google it.
I mean, if you catch up, I'm sure you'll find out pretty soon.
I'm caught up to Marriage Toxin.
Oh, because usually it'll be like the end. And if they could cancel, it'll say the end at the end. Rather than a to be continued.
Let's see.
Oh my god, Dear and Enemy already has 7 chapters. Falling too far behind.
I don't see... Yeah, I don't see any news about it being canceled, so... Or any articles.
It could have gone monthly at least. Shadow Eliminators is up to 16 chapters already.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The first comment on this. Because apparently it's from 1 year ago, so Marriage Toxin's a lot older than I thought it was, but it says, gonna save sister's gay relationship by getting into a relationship. Gets into a gay relationship. Marriage Toxin.
No, I thought about reading it today, and that kind of hit me. I was just like, man, if he hooks up with this dude, then there's still no one to birth in it.
Yeah.
I need to spend a day just catching up to everything I need to catch up to again. So I'd like to be caught up to Dear and Enemy so I can make an informed decision. But I also have like 8 Shojo X chapters to read.
Alright, well here's something weird too. GameFAQs has a thread about Marriage Toxin, chapter 31. And I read the first comment, and it's talking about all the characters from the show. So I'm like, is this... Like, I need to do some research now. If Marriage Toxin was... Let's see, what's this? Manga Plus. New chapter arrives Tuesday, April 9th.
Next week.
Yes.
I know, because that's when Gigantic comes out.
So I don't know what the fuck is going on. If this is like something that
They have to like retroactively scan in.
yeah. Yeah, see, because a lot of these comments on Marriage Toxin manga reviews on my anime list, all the comments are from, this one's November 14th, 2022. November 25th, 2023. March 2023. September 2023. So, I don't know. Strange. So maybe it's a manga that was already out and just shonen is...
Kind of like Gokuraku Guy, but just out longer.
Yeah, and then I guess, like, shonen is just, like, releasing it again in, like, an official sense, maybe, or something. I don't know. I'm for it. I mean, I'm
Maybe
still
they're using Jump Plus as more like a I mean, they are a publisher, but using it to publish more independent-y
Right. Maybe.
properties. Because these are all clearly Jump Plus, from Astro Baby to Dear Anemone to Marriage Toxin. I don't think any of those three are in the magazine.
Probably not, if I had to guess. But, I mean, again, that's just a guess.
It's just a guess.
I don't read the magazine. I read
The app.
the app.
The magazine doesn't have Dandadan, so why would I read the magazine? But neither does the app.
Did you end up reading the chapter of Dandadan?
I did. It was a good chapter.
It was a good chapter. And more, fucking
Real-time strategy.
real-time high fantasy strategy.
This is just like a big old RTS game.
They seem fucked, though.
Yeah.
Once those monsters came in at the end.
The dragons, which, granted, we saw the dragons when they were looking over the army, too.
We did. But at this point, I'm like, you guys need some backup.
We need the Oakwood Rangers.
Yeah. My boy needs to come in here and lay claim to his woman again. Get these wannabes off.
This is presumably, like they said, the final boss.
It seems that way, yeah.
So this would be a great time for them to jump in.
Yeah, get some reinforcements in, but there's still the whole once you eat, you become a resident type deal.
True.
Eat the food.
And I know Okarun himself is on the way to where the board game came from, I think is where he was going. It was him and the class prez.
Yeah. But I was under the impression it was given to Zuma by Saint Germain.
Yes.
Yeah. Just anytime I say it, I just picture him that time he walked through the demon door.
Yeah,
And
it's so good.
Where is that? Because that's a real place, right?
Yeah, Door to Hell, I think it is.
And it's not a door that actually opens, I believe, right?
Yeah, it doesn't open.
Somewhere in Europe.
Oh, that's the different Door to Hell. That's the giant burning hole of gas.
Oh, yes.
The one they lit on fire.
And never goes out because
Yeah.
there's a huge underground storage of it.
Oh, I'm still getting the giant gas crater.
Oh, well.
Oh, there it is finally.
Oh, yes.
Ball.
Yes. Does it say where it is?
No.
No, of course not.
Ah, it's my apologies, Google. It's the gates of hell.
Oh, yes.
It is. That is still the burning crater. Thanks.
Well, either way, it's still badass that's
Yes.
that's where his entrance was. Well, he didn't enter.
That really puts it in
There's just
context, too, that this is just like a little side quest.
Oh, 100%.
This has all been just a tiny little side quest.
Either that, it's just really... Because the way I look at it is... They just finished the arc before this, you know, the alien invasion shit. So now Saint Germain's going to come in. And this is like the introduction. So Saint Germain, this is the start, you know, the first arc of like a saga type thing. It's like, oh, you know, the board game is just something that Saint Germain put into play that got them on his scent, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's the way I look at it anyway.
I might have found where this fucking thing is.
Oh.
Philadelphia.
Oh, I was way wrong. I thought it would definitely be somewhere in like Europe, like in Italy or France or something, like some big cathedral or some shit, not in the US.
There's two ordered, one for Paris and one for Philadelphia.
Oh, well, I mean, I was
The
close.
actual bronze cast one is in Philadelphia, while they have a plaster one in Paris.
Cool.
Or they keep the plaster model it was cast from in Paris, and the actual bronze gate is in Philadelphia. The more you know. So he had to take a nice little flight over from Philadelphia to Japan.
Or Paris.
No wonder why
Either
everyone's
way.
like, I don't know this man, but I kind of do from his, like, psychic powers. It's like, but he's clearly a big ol', like, gringo. What in the hell is this clearly European man doing here?
Right? It's like everyone has a problem with this dude. And yet, he still...
worms his way in.
Especially because it's like we said the second we saw him, too. It's like, even when... Because we saw him first, and it was like, because Turbo Granny was, like, freaking out at the name.
Yeah.
But then we see him as the teacher at the school. And we're like, bro, you got the most obviously evil face in the history of obviously evil faces.
If any of my male teachers were wearing that much fucking, like, eyeliner and eyeshadow, yeah, I would know something sus.
Quite quickly, too. You'd be like, You know, I don't trust this guy. I think I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
Lightning round some more off.
Yeah.
Did you read Shojo Null?
I did, and I just fucking hated it.
Did you really?
I hate it. It's, again, it's going back to the I hate every other chapter, and then I like every other chapter. I don't like this, like, Yijin God thing that's coming
She's
to play.
to kill all the humans. The part that I find weird is that
She's threatened to kill him in a subconscious space. It's like, how the fuck are you gonna do that, bitch? It's like, I'd like to see you try.
well, it's clearly hurting him.
Yeah, which again doesn't make any sense.
But the part that I find weird is, like, you talk about being, like, created to be, like, kill all the humans and rule over the Gijin plane. Why is there, like, 300 models that look exactly the same as you?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little weird. I liked it as the cliffhanger for the last episode. I do think it makes sense that he'd be able to tap into this weird subconscious. I just don't like it being depicted as Gijin hell.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just...
I mean, clearly she has been affecting other Gijin the whole time, so, like, infusing him with Gijin would do that. But also, I do agree with you, it was weird that she, like, held his life blackmail here.
Which, yeah, it's... I'm just... It just loses me every so often.
Or, like, parts.
Yeah.
Good parts used for bad things.
Quadruped guy was pretty cool. Surprisingly.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, because when I first saw his form, I was like, this is hideous. And then he did things. I was like, okay, this guy's pretty cool.
He was pretty lit.
I can dig him.
Had some personality. I love how Gizibes is just anything.
The
The stuff Gijins are made out of is just everything. It's a cure-all panacea.
Yeah.
It is both a healing tonic and, like, a pain reducer and, like...
It's a MacGuffin.
It is. It's unobtainium.
I hate that that's a word used in things.
It's supposed to be like a metaphorical concept, but no, someone, I forgot what was it, Avatar that used it as an actual, like, the thing they were looking for?
Avatar?
The blue ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's supposed to just be like the trope word.
Yes.
But no, they're like, perfect idea. Let's put unobtainium in our thing. So yeah, wasted potential.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
Too edgy for its own good.
But then watch, I'm going to read next chapter and I'm going to like it. So it's like I'm fucked.
I like it when it's silly, schlocky, grindhouse horror day.
Yeah, I need it to be like 4 chapters in a row where I just hate all 4 so I can then drop it. But that means that's 2 months straight because it's bi-weekly.
It ain't gonna happen.
We'll see.
No, I do think Limbo's gonna probably be pretty boring. I'm expecting it to be boring. Boo-hoo! All of the Gijins.
I mean, it's like, how much more ways can we showcase their suffering? You know what I mean? It's like, They basically just
I've watched them grinded into a powder that people huffed.
to get high.
I don't think it'll get worse than that.
Probably not. At least I don't think so, anyway. I could be wrong. Because, who knows?
That's the thing. I don't hate the inner world thing, but I've hated the split personality thing from the start. I think that's what gets me.
I think the split personality came out of nowhere because at first it was more just like it wasn't so much a split personality. It was more of just like an inner darkness that kind of
Like
seeps
an
through.
attitude came out.
Yeah, not like, oh, this is a totally different person, which it totally is now. It's Gijin God, which makes no sense that there's a god for Gijins.
Why did you need it to have split personalities when you designed it?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they just one of them serve both functions?
I got nothing. Again, we'll see where it goes, I guess. And then next week I'll be singing some praises like, oh, this was a good chapter.
Though not only for the shared world idea, I do like that Ryaha is getting actual, something to be useful with.
Yeah, so he's just not existing in the world. So maybe he'll get some tech to allow him to fight or something.
Yeah, not even just for the consciousness, just for having him be relevant. Rather than,
Because what are they doing for him? Definitely an arm, and there was some kind of, partial lung, did she say he has?
Yeah, there's something that actually saved his life, because, to be honest, when I read this chapter, I thought they were just the arm will save his life, because the geese signs. God damn it. The geese will do it. They do everything. They get you high, they numb you. It's just so silly to me. It's one of those moments where I feel like my intelligence is being insulted for the author to think that I'm going to believe that these robots are filled with one material. They're just stuffed full of Gizaim.
Yeah, it's obvious to me more that there were people that were... I think that all the Gijin were once people. Well, no, that doesn't... I just found a hole in my own theory. I was thinking that there were all people that were turned into an android type thing. But then why is there a whole model line of military grade girls that look exactly like the main girl?
And again, if you're huffing this, I can't believe that there's no metal parts making up the skeleton of this. They're not ooey gooey filled with just Gizaim.
True.
I feel insulted. I feel like this is one where I have to, if I suspend my disbelief, I'm worse off because of it.
Yeah, I know. It's Shojo Null.
It's Shojo Null.
Do we have a Spy Family this week?
We had a point one chapter. I didn't even finish it, to be honest.
I read a little bit of it. I skimmed through it. It wasn't bad.
I literally read half of it, and then, for whatever reason, stopped. Did you read Kaiju?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Or I was hoping it was not. Because what I was thinking was, because like I said, it seemed like it was going to be that Mina was going to be the first one to escape.
Yeah.
This thing, and I'm like, if you literally say that no character ever in the history of ever has escaped this thing, don't then introduce a new character that's like, I escape it because main character.
Yeah.
I'd much rather someone help her out of it.
Yeah, an outside force.
Which is exactly what happened.
Where's the panel I'm looking for? There it is.
Samurai
there
dude.
It is. So no one has escaped, no matter the era. And then it flashes to a samurai, and I think they're called an onmyoji. Like a spiritual medium. Yeah. A tactician / spiritual medium. Right. Which are clearly throughout history. So number 9 has existed for a long time.
A lot longer than I thought, yeah.
Maybe he was also mindless, and it was through accumulating so many people that he started to get the human traits and intelligence.
Mina just found out too. She was like, number 9 has so many kaiju inside of him.
Hundreds.
Yeah, so he's a culmination of a bunch of different kaiju. You know what I mean? So it's not just.
So maybe that's where the intelligence comes in. Second question, is Kafka like this?
Yeah, because we still don't know what the fuck that bug is that.
We don't know if this is specific to number 9 or if this is the nature of kaiju to consolidate power to evolve.
True.
Very interesting implications. Thank you for an author that gives me some answers and breadcrumbs to work with.
Or it could also be too that maybe it's like a Pochita effect where it's like Pochita wasn't like on the devil's sides, so maybe whatever that little bug thing was
Like more of like a defector.
Yeah, so it's just like, I need to get out of here and like give some help to the humans, so let's go find a human to give power to type deal. Just kind of happened upon Kafka. So I do love the shock on Kaiju number 9's face. Is like, how the fuck did you get here so fast? Like, how are you here? My other dudes should have been distracting you or whatever. It's like, well, you know what? I got teammates too, bitch.
Kafka's lost control before, right? It was while he was fighting the general. Back when he first met General Isao. And they're fighting in that room.
Did he lose control?
I
or did
swear
he just
he
like...
did.
It's a good question.
Because now I'm thinking about, like, is the kaiju eventually going to be, like, fighting for supremacy over his body?
I hope not. Just for his own sake.
For his own sake, too.
Yeah. Not that I think that would be a bad storyline, more that I think that would be
that would suck for him.
And I like him.
Because it would kind of tie into this, again, consolidation of power. Like, little bug thing can't survive as little bug. Let me go into strong man thing to get better strong man fleshy body.
Right. But then if that's the case, though, why would they choose Kafka's body of all people? He's pretty weak without the kaiju powers, you know.
It's fair.
I think you would choose, like, Isao fucking...
Maybe it slightly connects to why he saw Samurai Guy. Because there's still a reason he saw it.
Maybe maybe the kaiju have like a hive mind mentality, and he kind of like tapped into it a little bit.
Maybe he was a descendant of these people that used to fight 9 and clearly lost.
The theory is they be a crafting.
I mean, there's so much to work with here. Even though when I started this arc, I wanted someone to die, I'm happy enough with all these breadcrumbs they're giving me now.
Right.
Plus, it's also hyping up 9, not gonna lie. This has made 9 cooler to me.
Yeah. I was starting to get, I think I said, I was like, I'm starting to get bored of him almost, I think I was saying. Like, he's been around more, but now that you introduced that he's got more depth to him, he's not just the 9th kaiju.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And he's also successfully and single-handedly made kaiju scary in this story.
Because you also got to remember...
They were never scary.
Because you also got to remember, too, that Kaiju number 9 is the name they gave him. He didn't. Yeah. He's not the 9th kaiju.
He's a kaiju.
He's a kaiju that came out at a specific point that they gave him a name. Because he could very well be...
It's almost depersonalizing to just number him like that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you compare him to every kaiju we've seen, which is literally just big monster most of the time. There's only a few that have intelligence.
Because he's the first one we saw that talked, right? Other than, obviously, Kafka.
Yes, I think the one that came down with, like, the dragon attack also talked. But that came after knowing 9.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fight where Kafka did reveal himself to the entire squad. But again, that came after 9 was introduced, and 9 clearly creates more kaiju.
Yes. It's like his thing.
Literally.
He just made, 5 numbered kaiju for this invasion?
So I won't be surprised. We made predictions early in this arc of how this arc should go and how it should be or whatever. Here's my new prediction for how it's going to end. Obviously, 9 defeated. I think 9 is going to go down dropping a bomb about how kaijus work.
Yeah, I still don't subscribe to thinking that he's the end-all be-all of the kaiju
I swear
army.
to God, I hope not. If they end after 9, I'll be so disappointed in the story, and I'll drop it to like a 4 out of 10.
How many chapters in are they?
110-ish. They also better not be done because they're putting out like a backstory, side story manga.
Yeah, but at least with the side story, it's not the same author.
No.
So he's probably.
But I'm just saying in general, I don't need backstory of your time in the corpse if you plan to end in 20 chapters after beating 9. I'm throwing out a number.
Yes. Agreed.
Because if this is the final fight, it's not going to just be 3 more chapters. But I don't think it is. And I really pray it's not.
I agree. So we can only hope.
You can only hope. I've been very happy with Kaiju.
Yes, same.
It turned me around from being a skeptic, not exactly losing me, but being a skeptic to being an enjoyer.
Well, I mean, I remember seeing Kaiju number 9, like way back in like the early artwork and stuff, and seeing how good it was. But I was waiting for chapters to build up because you started reading it first, and was like, "Yo, you need to like read this." I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm gonna start reading this now then," because I wanted to let it build up a little bit.
Yeah.
But we still had quite a bit built up when we did decide to like get in it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I think I started like really hyping because there's always that one moment where I'm like, "This now I have to tell my boy," and I think that was when he first got captured, like just before he went to fight the general. When they had him in like that little prison, being like, "Prove to us that you're like on humanity's side."
Right.
I think that's around where I was when I was like, "Yo."
Excuse me.
It's filled this like hole in me that I've had since I watched World Trigger, weirdly enough. And I mean, Attack on Titan has elements of it too, where I'd call it the military shonen, where everyone's just part of a military industrial complex and there's like a small cog of a bigger army. World Trigger is very like that. It's all about like what ranks you are, what squad you're in, teamwork. Again, Attack on Titan has those kind of elements. It's filling that little hole for me, but it's becoming more than that now.
Yes. It was kind of just like
Formula shonen military.
Yeah, basically.
But they added in that little spice that I've been loving so much lately. Random horror page flips.
Horror page flips?
Yes, with all like the monsters around Mina and stuff. I eat that shit up. The Fujimoto page flip. The Dandadan page flip. Because Dandadan's also masterful at going from those happy, bright pages to flipping. It's a dark-ass black monster or ghost. I love those page flips. Not that I need kaiju to turn into horror, but it's just nice to have like a kaiju that's actually kind of fucking scary right now.
Right, and one that you think would actually start doing some bad things to people. You know, because he's been pretty fucking successful.
Yeah, he's the only one that's like killed somebody in this story.
Yeah, I mean, stole his body, but he's definitely gone now.
Yeah.
Like, even if they bring his body, it's like, yeah, he's not in there anymore. He's dead. Which is unfortunate for Shinomiya, because that was her dad?
Yes.
I wanted to say grandfather for a minute, but I'm like, that's not right.
And speaking of kaiju, 2 weeks till the anime airs.
Nice.
So we'll have even more kaiju to talk about.
Well, this actually... Isn't there another... No, it's just kaiju. I was going to say, isn't there another anime that's coming soon? Of something we...
Dead Demons,
Yeah, that came out of fucking left field,
it
huh?
looks fire. Like, just aesthetically, like... colors and animation and visuals.
Yeah, so,
I didn't even hear about it. You were just like, yo, check this out.
Yeah, I just
like,
opened
wait a
Twitter
minute.
one day and there's a good ass trailer for Dead Demons.
I heard no news about it ever. And then all of a sudden, they're like, hey, by the way,
This is coming.
yeah, we're doing this. I was like, okay, I'm here for it.
Oh yeah, there's another trailer that came out a month ago. I'm just gonna save this to my watch later.
Yeah, so we were just,
Those first like 5 seconds are lit.
yeah, we were horribly out of the loop apparently on
Even though I've been like clocking this manga for like at least a year or two now, just kind of like keeping it on like.
I haven't read any of it, but I mean I've known about it. I've seen panels here and there from it, and then like we've talked about it before.
I've known about it because when I wanted to get into Goodnight Poon Poon, I looked up their other works too.
Mm-hmm.
But I still sat there. I was like, I'm not going to start Dead Demons until I read Goodnight Poon Poon.
I mean, at this point you said you'd probably just started over from scratch, right?
Poon Poon, yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely. Or roll it back like 15 chapters, so practically from scratch.
Because you're on...
I think I'd want to take it from after they see the bum in that like abandoned building.
Yeah, that's pretty early on though, so...
It is. But that's also like the dividing line between like that tiny little story and the story about this kid that's with the girl. Or the racing kid, whichever. Again, I have so little context because it was so long ago.
Right.
But the guy that's about to be in a race.
I actually don't
Or a
really...
sporting event. Some sort of sporting event.
Maybe a baseball game?
Could be baseball.
But I also don't remember. Because I'm trying to correlate it in my mind. Because like early Poon Poon, I don't actually remember too much of it. Like when he was still a kid.
Yeah, and he was absolutely still a kid.
Yeah, I mean, he's a child for quite a while. But yeah, I mean, it's probably better off because you're probably going to forget all of the characters that are in it.
Yeah, I just want to build up some more context again.
Which is good, to know what the fuck's going on so you're not confused as fuck. Because nobody likes that.
No. And speaking of... This is going to be a wild segue. Speaking of anime from legendary authors,
Oh.
I started another anime.
Do I know about this? Or is this a surprise? Light Army, where are we going?
Pluto.
Pluto.
It's on Netflix. It is the first manga by Naoki Urasawa, author of Monster and 20th Century Boys.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know that.
It's
I didn't know. To be honest with you, I didn't know that had an anime.
Yas. And visually speaking here, very nice.
Is it?
Yes, and the story's very good too. It's a very detective noir story. It was his take on an episode of Astro Boy that he wanted to expand on.
Oh, okay. I mean, he saw it. That's pretty cool, though. You see an episode you like, and you're like, you know what? I want more of this.
I didn't go as far to say
I'll make it myself.
Sorry.
No, you could hear.
He did the George R.R. Martin thing to Astro Boy. What's the real world implications of this? It's very nice. It's I don't know if they're all hour long, but the first episode was hour long.
That's cool. Is it good?
It's very
enjoying
good.
it?
I am enjoying it. It's very like a detective story. Like literally more than half the episode is like just investigator going around like starting to like build up the beginning pieces of 2 different cases and getting some insight on his life and how robots work because robots are fucking everywhere. Really good though.
Nice. I don't think I haven't started anything yet. I mean, because there's
It's also only 8 episodes, but again, they could all be an hour long each.
I know Spice and Wolf started yesterday, and I can't wait to watch it. I just haven't had the time yet.
I know that's gonna happen before Pluto.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also something weekly too.
Yeah.
So
To be honest, we're probably not going to be like blasting off the episodes because if they're all an hour long, we'll probably fit in like 1 or 2 a week.
yeah,
But again, visually speaking, it's fucking gorgeous. So it's like a picture of like the manga.
Okay.
Actually, it's still a picture of the manga. I could tell from like the drawing.
Is it an old anime or is this something that was just
It's
recently
an
animated?
old manga, new anime.
Oh, so it's like just came out then.
Like literally this year or last year.
Nice. That explains why I didn't know it was having one, because if it's in Netflix jail, which I'm like never on for anime.
It's hard to capture how nice it looks in just one scene, but just some screenshots.
It's pretty cool though.
I
Yeah,
only
definitely
just met this
modern
kid.
animation quality.
Yes. There's some shots in like the daylight in the city, just around the inspector, where I'm like, God damn, this looks really nice. It also very much looks like Urasawa. Like they one-to-one those character designs for sure. The big ass noses, the like
Yep.
accentuated features.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I dig it.
No one draws. This is gonna be weird to say, but and from my limited knowledge, no one draws racial features like Naoki Urasawa. His Asian characters look like Asian characters. They don't look like this cutesy moe wave that took over anime.
Yeah.
They look like human beings. A little exaggerated, but human beings.
And then there's Poon Poon.
And then there's poop.
But everyone else in Poon Poon.
I actually also really love how Asano draws too. But it is also the complete opposite. They got some big ass eyes on the humans, but they do have like Asian features. I hate that like 90% of animes feel like they look like Europeans to me. And maybe that's a me problem.
Maybe because I've seen the same thing where I've seen a lot of different content creators do that, and they'll walk around Japan asking people what ethnicity certain anime characters
And they're
are.
going to think they're Asian.
All of them say Japanese.
Because they are a lot of the cases. It's this
But
weird...
it's their culture, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're just like, yeah, that's us. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
But I get it. Like, you look at, like, Goku doesn't look anything like an Asian.
No, and he's not even the one I want to even like point at. I guess
No,
it's
that's
more
just
just
something.
Kiritos.
Well, see, I'm the opposite because, you know, I've shown you the meme before, the Kirito meme, where it's like
80 Kiritos?
80 Kiritos.
Yes, I'm thinking of that. That's why I said Kiritos.
Yeah, because that looks to me like just because those are supposed to be character self-insert characters.
Yeah. They're
All
supposed
those
to look
look
like
like
the generic Japanese guy.
Teenager, black eyes, dark
Yeah.
hair, you know, light skinned.
It's just the gigantic eyes.
Yeah, mean.
Oh my lord. Those are literally all Kirito.
Yeah,
There it is. Different
Right.
Kirito types.
right here.
Yep, I see smartphone, I see
Devil's
McDonald's, yeah.
Yeah,
Kirito, but in McDonald's.
bro. A new season of this.
I know.
Is coming
Regular
out right
Magic
now.
High. I know.
I'm
People love that shit.
I don't know why, but hey, whatever.
To be honest, on second thought, that whole top row looked Asian to me, but the one that didn't is McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yes,
This?
Devil's a part-timer.
This. See the tiny pupils?
Yes.
This is for Sword Art Online Abridged, because they do this to Kirito to make him because he's like a psychopath in that, and he's like crazy, and that's his crazy eyes, and it works so well. Dude, I'm telling you, just do yourself a favor and just like watch. Even if it's just scenes or like snippets of Sword Art Online Abridged, it is so fucking funny.
But, like, I feel like the style is held back by trying to be super duper marketable, if that makes some sense. Because this is what I mean when I'm saying, like, Urasawa is really good at just drawing Asians that look Asian.
Yeah, all of the, yeah.
But also, then you go look at his big-nosed European guys, like, he makes them look like Europeans. Wacky big noses and all.
That's different.
So it's less about, like, what race they look and more that they all look like they're the same.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're white or Japanese. I care that they all look like they came from the exact same cloth. And granted, there are exceptions. There are always exceptions.
But, you know, that's talented artists for you.
It's true. It does make the ones that I think are talented stand out. Not to say you're untalented for doing marketable trends either. But that's the last caveat I'm doing.
But I think that's everything, right?
Yep, I've race baited enough. Just kidding.
That's not.
No, I don't want to. I just worry that it is going to get taken that way. It's just... Their race is moe. Being cute.
I love the anime culture.
Well, I'll say, because look back at Fist of the North Star. That doesn't look like modern anime characters. In the face alone.
At the same time, wasn't Fist of the North Star at the 80s?
It was. But do people look all that different from the 80s?
No, but animation definitely does.
Well, if anything, the designs are simpler now to animate better. They went through extra time drawing in a grittier dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I like all of the. There's just so many different styles, and each one of them have their own charms. You know what I mean? Obviously, for me, probably the best charm, which is probably rose-tinted glasses, because a lot of it I haven't watched in many, many, many years. It's like the late 90s stuff, like Rurouni Kenshin.
I think Cowboy
Yu
Bebop
Hakusho,
really nailed, like,
the Cowboy Bebop.
Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo, even like back in the day, was just like the highest end quality stuff.
It was, but I even
like,
just mean like the designs of the characters. Like even if they were like colored less or animated less bad, just like the design choices.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Either way, so.
Yes. I just have grown to appreciate when my human characters look like human characters. No, again, not even shade, because I consume plenty of the stuff that I'm quote-unquote throwing shade at.
You've been reading 20th Century Boys,
yes.
too. Is it coming from that, too?
It is coming from that, because I just read like another huge chunk of it. It's refreshing to have something I didn't even know I was missing.
Nice.
And then on top of just like drawing characters really well that look like actual people, it's just really fucking good.
I don't know if I mentioned it too. This is going back a few weeks, but I finished another Berserk volume.
Nice.
I took the next one out of the box and put it on next to my bed, but still got the plastic wrap on it, so it's not opened yet to start reading. But
I
it's
have
there.
to speed through the rest of this 20th Century Boys viz big.
I'll never be able to
sneak it in there before you.
I'll never be able to read Berserk anywhere else because this is super weird, and I know it's probably going to sound weird, but I have now correlated Berserk to a specific smell because they're brand new. They have a smell. The books, like like if you flip the pages, you can smell a book.
Yeah,
like the pages themselves, just sitting there reading it. The new smell of the paper and everything. It's. I know it sounds weird, but it's a nice like a new product
blended
smell.
Into your routine.
Yeah. So anytime I'm reading Berserk now, not only because for physicals, it's just
imagine
far superior way to read.
Because you open the plastic wrap already and it's sitting there and airing out. You go to sit down and you open it and you go, but where's the smell?
But it's still in the plastic wrap, so I will be good.
I can't enjoy my books without the smell.
Imagine.
Right. It's like Twilight Zone.
You're just falling on your knees and just cursing the air.
Hey, did you read more Berserk? No, I couldn't. I had a stuffy nose.
Couldn't get into it, man. Read a page. Wasn't feeling it.
I just wasn't there. It was like I wasn't in my own body.
I wasn't immersed enough. Something was off. I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't sniff out the problem. But I think that's good for this week.
Good place to leave off. I'm gonna go smell my manga.
Through your phone.
Yes.
Oh,
Too late for Doro.
That's the good stuff.
I had wrapped Doro from the plastic wrap already.
But Dukes of Weebdom.
See you next week, y'all.
Peace.